Look at this visual breakdown of the 1965 presidential election in Pakistan. On one side, you have a massive, enthusiastic popular mandate for the opposition. On the other, a tiny block of exactly 49,951 individual votes. The incumbent secured the presidency using only that tiny block. The man who engineered that mathematical outcome was Pakistan's military ruler, General Ayub Khan. His control began years earlier, culminating on the night of October 7, 1958. Ayub forced President Iskander Mirza to declare martial law. Within 3 weeks, Ayub removed Mirza entirely and declared himself the chief martial law administrator. He immediately cleared the existing democratic baseline. The 1956 constitution was thrown out, central and provincial governments were dismissed, the assemblies were dissolved, and all political parties were banned. Absolute military force creates a sudden power vacuum, but a dictator cannot rely purely on the army indefinitely. To rule long-term and pass sweeping reforms without sparking immediate revolt, they need the illusion of constitutional legitimacy. The first step was ensuring the old political rivals couldn't return. In 1959, Ayub promulgated the Elective Bodies Disqualification Order, known as EBDO. Under this order, nearly 7,000 politicians, 3,978 from East Pakistan and 3,000 from West Pakistan, were stripped of their rights to engage in politics. Newspapers that criticized the military takeover, like the Pakistan Observer and Ittifaq, were completely blacklisted. Ayub's 1959 Basic Democracies was a 5-tier structure. Only the bottom tier was publicly elected, creating an electoral college of 80,000 Democrats, split equally between East and West. The upper 4 tiers remained strictly controlled by appointed bureaucrats. Ayub turned those 80,000 basic Democrats into a patronized, loyal voting bloc. He used them to pass a 1960 referendum extending his presidency and to secure the mandate for his 1962 constitution, which granted him immense, unchecked executive power. Behind this shield of manufactured stability, Ayub successfully initiated major top-down policies. He set up the Indus Basin Treaty in 1960 to resolve water sharing with India, and passed the Family Laws Ordinance in 1961 to regulate marriage and property rights for grandchildren. The basic democracy system was never designed to empower the people. It was a mechanical filter engineered to permanently insulate the president from the unpredictable will of the masses. The ultimate stress test of Ayub's political machine arrived with the presidential election scheduled for January 2, 1965. The opposition parties realized they had to work together. An alliance called the Combined Opposition Party formed, uniting behind a single formidable candidate, Fatima Jinnah, the sister of Pakistan's founder. She commanded massive public momentum. Across the nation, enthusiastic crowds surged into the streets to support her campaign against the military ruler. The public's enthusiasm was entirely neutralized by the law. The millions of people cheering for Jinnah could not cast a ballot for the presidency. That right belonged exclusively to the 80,000 basic Democrats. Despite losing the popular sentiment by a wide margin, Ayub Khan successfully utilized his voting bloc. He legally secured the election by winning 62.43% of the Electoral College vote. The 1965 election proved the system worked mechanically to keep Ayub in power. It also proved to the public that their voices were officially meaningless. The realization that the system was mathematically rigged ignited severe outrage, particularly in East Pakistan, where voters felt entirely cut out of the national decision-making process. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman became the face of the resistance. In 1966, he and the Awami League launched the 6-Point Movement, a massive demand for sweeping regional autonomy. Ayub Khan and his deeply unpopular East Pakistan governor, Monem Khan, responded with sheer force. They resorted to brutal repression and mass arrests of Awami League leaders, including Mujibur Rahman. By trying to forcefully centralize power and crush political dissent, Ayub inadvertently transformed a dispute over a rigged election into an existential movement for regional autonomy. Between the years of 1966 and 1969, an unstoppable, massive wave of anti-Ayub protests swept across the entire nation. The flaw in Ayub's machine finally became visible. His 80,000 basic Democrats were perfectly designed to win an election, but they were powerless to protect him from millions of angry citizens filling the streets. He convened a round-table conference in early 1969 to resolve the crisis, but it failed. Completely overwhelmed, Ayub Khan resigned on March 24, 1969. He didn't return power to the politicians. Instead, he handed control directly over to the army chief, General Yahya Khan. The Ayub Khan era shows the strict limits of authoritarian engineering. You can build a constitutional machine to silence the masses, but eventually the masses will tear that machine apart.